What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. And this we have, I didn't know these British words before moving to the UK. I feel like she's going to hit us with some words that I don't know. Hopefully I know some of them that she mentions. But once again, we're back with Girl Gone London. Kaylin and her channel. Make sure y'all go check out her videos. Her content is incredible. I will link her original video down in the description section. And if you happen to enjoy this reaction, please don't forget to subscribe. Give a bit of thumbs up. And if you like to support this channel by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit that join button to receive your exclusive benefits. Let's get right to it.
And so to say fortnight to an American really could be anything. Honestly, it could be referring to a night at the fort for all we know. Hi and welcome to the Girl Gone London channel. In today's episode, we're talking about British words or phrases that I had never heard before moving to the UK. The first word on my list, or I guess multiple words, phrase, is wheelie bins. Americans don't really call them wheelie bins. And
that's like a trash can, garbage bin with the wheels on it. Right? We're gonna see.
British, you know exactly what a wheelie bin is. We talk about them oddly a lot on this channel. And I would say that not all bins or trash cans or garbage cans in America actually do have wheels. I've definitely lived in places where the standard garbage can doesn't have wheels. You kind of just drag it.
Yeah.
But many do have wheels, but even so, we don't call it a wheelie bin because we don't call it a bin. And yeah, we'd call it just like a garbage can or a trash can. The next phrase on my list is the phrase, what are you on about? Americans.
What are you on about? Because I want to play too. I want to guess. What are you on about is like saying like kind of like what are you talking about? What? I'm just gonna assume it's like saying what are you talking about? What are you on about?
Don't tend to say this. We would say something like, what are you talking about?
Come on now.
Phrase, on about, I don't know what you're on about, or what are you going on about is really kind of a Britishism that isn't used as much in the US. Now, many Americans could probably figure out what you mean, but I've also read stories online of people having no idea because in America, the phrase on something is maybe you're on some sort of medications or you're on top of something. So the phrase, what are you on about, just doesn't translate as much. The next one is the British use of the word fortnight. Many Americans...
A fortnight ago. I'm struggling. I'm just gonna say a couple nights ago. It mean like a fortnight. I don't know. A couple nights ago.
Americans have absolutely no idea what this means. And a fortnight in the UK refers to 2 weeks. There's really no context clues here, and so to say fortnight to an American really could be anything. Honestly, it could be referring to a night at the fort for all we know. So this is very helpful to know if you work with any American colleagues or maybe are contacting an American business that if you say the word fortnight, you're probably going to have to explain yourself and should say something like 2 weeks or every 2 weeks or something
There you go.
Now the next word on my list, and this kind of refers to a lot of different words, but I'll use the example of the word whilst. So in America,
whilst, so we say like while, like doing this whilst. So I think we just say wow instead of whilst, but we're finna find out.
We don't do the ST at the end. So in the phrase whilst you were out, we would say while you were out, and we would think of whilst as being an incorrect term. It's not a word that's used in the US. The next one on my list is the word sweets.
Candy. I'm loving this. I'm loving it. I'm having fun. I hope you guys don't hate me for playing along. I just want to play along and kind of guess too. I've only missed one so far, but sweets for you guys is like candy, but like not chocolate. So like sweet candy, I guess, in a sense. Yeah. Let's see.
Americans do know the phrase sweet. Basically everything that you eat in America is sweet. But we don't say sweets. We would say candy or candies. And this also kind of goes along with like the nickname for sweets where people say like
I'm British.
Sweeties. It does not translate in the US. We wouldn't really know what you were talking about. Whereas this is a very commonly used word in the UK, especially around kids who are eating candy or sweets. And the next on my list is the word coach. Not meaning this kind of coach.
Oh, we talking about coach like a bus, like a travel bus, sort of. is what I'm assuming. I'm telling you, I could low key, I can speak the British slang, as you guys can see. Hopefully I'm right on this one.
Coach, because Americans know what that is. But the word coach, meaning like a large bus. And as opposed to something like a public bus, a coach
I'm killing it.
In the UK typically refers to a large bus that is hired to take people on like a longer journey. Like a coach trip from London to Manchester or something like that. Americans would just view this also as a bus. So we would say bus for a more local public transportation kind of bus, and we would say bus for something that Brits call a coach. So if you say to an American that you are going to hire a coach, they're probably going to think you're going to hire one of these for whatever activity you're trying to do. You're going to have to explain the word coach as it relates to transportation. Another interesting British phrase that we don't use as often in the US is to do up a house. So
to do up a house, I'm going to use context clues and to make up a house, like put your designer touch on it, put things up to make it feel like a home, pictures, posters, candles, floor mats, all of that stuff. Do up a house. That's where I'm going with it.
It's just the kind of term of to do up. So an American would say something like, I'm going to renovate my house. We do have the term fixer upper, so they might say I'm going to fix up my house, or I'm going to renovate my house. But
so I was wrong. That's two. I've been wrong.
I'm going to do up. I'm going to do up a house, or like do up your coat or something like that is not a phrase commonly used in America. We would tend to be more specific. So we wouldn't say do up your coat. We would say zip your coat. Another British phrase that is not commonly heard in America is the term lie in, to mean
lie in. That you gonna sleep in. Gotta be.
Sleeping in. To have a lie-in.
Easy.
And this is interesting because in many places in America, we would say, oh, I'm going to sleep in tomorrow, or I'm going to get to sleep in. We wouldn't necessarily treat it as something that we could have. So we wouldn't say that we were going to have a sleep in, like you would say in the UK that you're going to have a lie-in. If we work at a zoo, we might say that we get to have a lion, but we're not going to say that we get to have a lion. The next word on my list is moreish, meaning basically something that you just can't stop eating and you want more of. It's a
moreish. I guess I got it after I saw the spelling of it. It makes sense. I've just never heard that word in my life. Moreish. I can't stop eating. I think I'll have some moreish. We just say I'll have some more, or I want more. I want more.
Great British word. It's just not really used that much in the US. We would say something like, oh, I find it addictive. And the last word on my list is the word scheme. Now, there are multiple definitions.
Like a scheme. When I've heard the word scheme, I think of like a plot. Like you're scheming. You're plotting.
For scheme. But in the UK, the one that Americans don't use is like a government scheme or a pension scheme or a graduate scheme. Scheme in the UK can sort of refer to what an American might call like a program. If you use the word scheme in America, you're really talking about scheming. So it's kind of like the villain, how the villain schemes in a movie to get what they want. We would say the internship program or the government program, or I'm trying to think of other words that would be used instead of scheme. But definitely there's a lot of like schemes in the UK, and they're not bad things. It's just like, I don't know, it's just a government scheme. Whereas Americans tend to think of the word as kind of a bad thing, like a Ponzi scheme, like there's some sort of malicious intent to it. Now that brings me to the end of this video. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.
Absolutely enjoyed. That was a great video. I feel like I guess most of them right for the most part. So I feel like I understand a little bit of British slang. I come over and understand a fair amount, I'd assume. Drop some more British words that are not used in America in the comment section. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and check out the next one. I'll see y'all next time.